Macca's Guides.
Hey everyone, Macca here, playing Hello Neighbor 2, and in this video I'm going to show you how to grab 1,000 Gamerscore in this Xbox Game Pass game in right around an hour. Now this video is probably around 40 minutes long, but realistically it's going to take you a little bit longer as there are a couple of sections where your game will probably play out a little bit differently than mine. It is technically possible to do this game even faster, but that relies on speedrun glitches, and a lot of those have already been patched. From the main menu, start a new game, and you can skip cutscenes in this game by pressing A at any time, or feel free to enjoy the story if you prefer. The developer of this game has also promised updates in the future, so I wouldn't be surprised if they add new achievements down the line. Now, as soon as you spawn in, you'll get put in the tutorial, which basically just teaches you the controls in a pretty safe environment. You walk around with the left stick, and you look with the right stick in a first-person shooter style. You can interact with things using the right bumper, and you can throw things using the right trigger. You can also crouch by clicking in the right stick, and you can sprint by holding the left trigger. As soon as you come out of the first room, look to your left, pick up the key, use that key on the door to pick up the blue cog, take the blue cog to the puzzle, and then put it on to get your first of 3 pieces. Then look to the right where you'll find a crowbar, use the crowbar on the crate to pick up a stone, pick up the stone and use the right trigger to throw it at the glass. Inside you'll find the green cogwheel, which you can then pin to the board. Last but not least, go into the room that we came from, crouch and use the crowbar on the plank of wood to remove it, and then you'll be able to climb up over this little object where we can mantle, up on the ladder. Then you'll be able to jump onto a ledge and hang from it to pull yourself up to reach the tallest section of this building. Here you'll be able to pick up another cogwheel, and then you'll be able to drop down back in the tutorial, finish off the cog puzzle, and open the door to complete it, and you'll unlock your first achievement or trophy. Also, if at any point you need to access your inventory, you do that by pressing Y. Then you'll want to come outside. That will start a cutscene. You can skip the cutscene as I'll be doing in this video. And in this game, what you can do a lot of the time is pause it and press load last save, and this will spawn you where it wants you to be, allowing you to skip small sections. For day 1, it wants us to be near the blue house with the police officer, and it's going to teleport us there. It's just down the road if you have to walk there or prefer to walk there. Now, a little bit of a fair warning, I believe that this first level is actually the hardest level in the entire game. It only gets easier once you complete it, but it can be very frustrating if you don't know exactly what's going on. I'll try my best to make it as clear as possible. From that blue house with the police officer, turn around and head behind the greenhouse or the trampoline. Jump on that trampoline to get up onto the roof. From that roof, you'll be able to get into the treehouse, and once inside the treehouse, go to the far corner where you'll see a little poster with a robot. Open that up to get the robot arm, and then place the robot arm on the little cardboard robot. Rotate both of the arms into the correct position. This will open up the robot, and inside you'll be able to find a lever. Pick up that lever and then place it on the train set behind you. Flip the lever and then wait for the train to run a lap, and here it will present you the scissors. The scissors are an item that as long as you have them in your inventory, no matter what happens, they will stay in your inventory. You basically can't lose them unless you physically throw them out of your inventory. Now at this point, I'm going to make a little bit of a recommendation. I think this video is going to be more useful to you if you watch it and then try to replicate it. Don't try to play along with the video, as a large portion of this game depends on how the AI behaves, which is going to be different in every run. You're more likely to be successful if you memorize the steps and then try to do them into your own game, avoiding the AI as they move through your house. Now what we want to do is we want to go into this blue house, but we're not allowed to be in it, and there's a patrolling police officer. If they catch you, they will throw you out, and all of the level specific items you have in your inventory will be thrown away. Now I'm going to enter through the side door and then go through this back hallway, and on the right hand side behind this painting there is a 3-letter code. The answer is N-O-T, and if you do this, it will open up a secret room right next to it. Once this room is opened up, go inside and grab the doll. If you do get caught at this point, you will lose the doll, however, the puzzle will remain solved. Now continue down the hall into the next room where you'll find a safe. The combination is 1984. Enter it and then pick up the key inside. Exit this room, and directly in front of you there will be a cabinet. Climb up onto that cabinet and then climb up into the vent above it. In this vent, you should find your second out of 3 dolls. Our goal in this level is to find 4 unique keys and open the door to the basement. Every time you use a key, it's basically like saving progress, so you can't lose that progress once it's banked. Now take your dolls into this room that we originally entered, watching out for the police officer, which is probably roaming and looking for you. Now what we want to do is place the neighbor doll on the house and place the boy doll on the house as well. I almost get spotted here, so I'm going to run away and hide on top of a cabinet until I get left alone and the police officer goes outside. Now this game can be a little bit more difficult than it might seem here, where I just kind of hopped up and he just forgot I existed. You can try to hide inside of cabinets, or you can try to hide on top of areas where you can't be reached and wait for the AI to leave. Now that he left me alone, I can go back and complete this house puzzle. I'm going to take the boy doll and put it on top in the middle here. And then after that, I'm going to take out the crowbar and pry open this plank of wood next door. I'm going to find another doll inside, and then the girl doll also goes on the roof. This opens the house to find a key inside. I'm now going to use both of these keys on the basement door, making sure it's safe. The keys should correspond with lock 3 and lock 1. This will also save your progress, basically. Even if you get caught, they will remain unlocked. We can now go upstairs using the scissors by cutting the caution tape to get upstairs. I recommend turning up your headset volume so you can hear the officer coming, and you may want to find a couple of hiding places just in case he does. Go inside of the door that you enter right in front of you, then you'll be able to find a lever inside of a green box. Use that lever next to the door to open up the bookshelf. Inside, use your scissors to cut over the spider web and grab the battery inside of this device. If you get caught, the battery will be taken from you, but the puzzle will remain solved. Go back into the room and take out your scissors again. Across, you'll find some more caution tape next to a shelving unit where you can find a piece of a picture. Then go deeper into the room. Here's a good cabinet you can hide in if the officer does come through. Hop up onto the cabinet to cut the spider web and grab the weight from the shelf in front of you. Now you want to press Y to open up your inventory and select the picture piece that we picked up earlier, and we're going to place it inside of the picture frame directly in front of us. This will allow us to have more room in our inventory and grab the other pieces. Exit the door back into the main hallway, watching out for the officer. Take out your crowbar to open up this wooden box and find the next picture piece. Then go into the next room, and you can lock the door behind you, but make sure you listen for the officer. Once in the room, use your inventory to select the weight and put the weight onto this blue square using the right trigger. This will open up a shelf, revealing yet another piece to the picture. You can then use your inventory to take the battery and use the battery on the remote controlled car. You'll have to interact with it twice in order to grab a key. Keep in mind that this car does make noise, which will often make the officer come into the room to look for you specifically. I like to hide into this closet as he does that, just to stay safe. Also, watch out for the squeaking toys in the middle of the room. Once the coast is clear, equip your scissors and use them on the pillow in the backside of the room. This will reveal the last piece of the picture you need. You can then grab all the pieces of pictures and go back into the room from earlier where we found the weight, for example. But make sure that the coast is clear and that you don't get caught. Also, the officer may find some of the items you've moved around, like the weight, and move them back to their original locations. This will just kind of take longer and make things just last a little longer. Now take all of your picture pieces and interact with the frame to place them all correctly. This is done automatically as long as you interact with the frame. And once all of the pieces are in the frame, you'll reveal a secret compartment where you can grab another key. We now have 2 keys and 2 locks left in the main area of the downstairs that will grant us access to the basement. All we need to do is open these doors successfully without getting caught and making sure that the officer doesn't find us. There was a moment here where he just walked through, so I was careful, and then I came downstairs and he cycled through the front door, and then I had a break for it. So I went into the main room, used the 2 keys I had left, and this will allow me to go into the basement, essentially clearing day 1, the hardest day in the entire game in my opinion. Pick up the paper, and you can skip the cutscene to unlock your next achievement/trophy. Once you regain control of your character, you should be able to pick up the key that is directly in front of you on the small little table. You can then take this key and head up the stairs just next to it, using the key on the doors to exit the basement out into the kind of real world again. Based on the evidence we learned about in the newspaper, we want to go to the museum. I'm not 100% sure, but I think you can actually pause and load last save here to basically teleport to the museum. This is the one time I don't do that. But the museum is the kind of red house across town at the very top of the hill. It's pretty easy to see, and it only takes about a minute to run to. If you follow these kind of stones, you'll end up reaching it pretty quickly. And on your way, you may also notice the bakery, which is the next day level. Now, the night is actually really quick in this instance. It's not always super easy, but this time it is. All we're going to do is head up to the museum. You'll notice the signs. Again, top of the hill, it's the red house. And once you reach the museum, all you want to do is head into the front door and interact with the shovel. This will pretty much end night 1 and unlock your next achievement or trophy. After that happens, you can skip the cutscene again, and if you pause the game and load last save, you will get teleported to the bakery, which I just showed you, or you can walk there. It's pretty obvious. It's a very small town, and you'll end up there without any issues. The bakery is a lot easier than the last level, in my opinion. There are some specific things we'll need to do, but it's a lot more forgiving and you have a lot more chances to basically save your progress. What we need to do is we need to get all 4 of the buttons for the cash register in the main area. What we're going to do is from the front door, go to the right hand side and go through the window into the side room where you can pick up this red valve wheel. There is an AI that wanders around. They are the baker that owns this shop, so make sure you don't get caught by them. Take this red wheel and head up the ladder on the outside of the building. And then what we're gonna have to do is crash through this window. This obviously makes a loud noise, which will make them investigate in some cases, but it's very easy to escape from them. Just run outside or hide on the balcony. Once inside, you can head on through, and in the first room you enter, on the left-hand side, you'll notice a quilt. Use your scissors to cut through the heart and find a clock hand. Place the clock hand on the clock, and the solution is 10:35. That's the time, 10:35. Once you enter this, you will get a piece to the cash register. So pick up the number 7 and then enter the room behind the clock, watching out for the baker. Head through the window and end up on the balcony if they are chasing you like they were chasing me. But if you make it out here, they will basically walk away, not being able to find you. Your goal is to go into this room, use your red valve wheel to place it on this furnace, and then just rotate the wheel. This will spray the flowers outside with hot water, damaging them and preventing them from regrowing. Head onto the balcony and then use your scissors or shears to cut the plant in the middle of this balcony area. And if you cut it, I believe 4 or 5 times, this will reveal the number 5 from the cash register. At this point, we're ready to save some of our progress, and we're going to go downstairs to the cash register and place the 5 and the 7 in the correct slot on the cash register. Make sure you don't get caught as you're placing these, and once you do this, it will basically save if you do get caught. You don't have to worry about re-grabbing these numbers. Now, the next number we're going to grab is on the main floor here. Watch out for the baker, obviously, and head on through the door. You are not allowed to be in this area. On the left-hand side, there's a freezer with a block of ice and a key. Pick it up and throw it into the fire. Then grab the fire extinguisher and use the fire extinguisher to extinguish the key after it is melted. It does take 2 or 3 seconds of spraying, but once the fire is completely out, you will be able to grab the key. The faster you do this, the better, by the way. I did make a little bit of a mistake. Once you have this key, you can head outside and climb the ladder. You are allowed to be in the front of the shop and outside and on the balconies and stuff, so don't worry about getting caught once you're out here. Once you are up on this ladder and the coast is clear through this window, use the key on the book directly in front of you. You will have to use 3 interactions on it to open it up and find a number inside. Make sure you are able to escape after you grab it quickly and head back in order to cash it at the cash register and basically save this progress. Go into the front of the store and place the number 6. After placing the 6, we're going to need a pair of keys that are on the back of the baker's pants. So we're going to wait for the baker to walk around. They should eventually visit the front of the store where you are allowed to be, so they won't yell at you. Or if they're walking through the back of the store, just sneak up behind them and grab this key. Either way, you will need the key in their back pocket. Whichever way you get it is up to you. Once you do that, head on through the window we went through at the very beginning of the level where we grabbed the red valve. Here we'll be able to use the key to open up the fridge, and inside the fridge grab the fish. Then go through the door into the back of the actual bakery and place the fish into the cat bowl. Once you do that, there's 2 things you want to do. The cat will reveal a key to the cash register, which you want to pick up, and you want to pet the cat to unlock a missable achievement or trophy. After you have that, you should have the final key to the cash register. Just walk up to it and input the 1. You are now ready to put the code into the cash register to open it. All of your progress is basically saved, so if you get caught, it's pretty low stakes here. You'll just spawn right out front of the building. The code is 1576, which is posted on the wall right next to the cash register. Once you input this code, 1576, it will reveal the key inside. Grab the key inside to end day 2, which will then spawn you in front of the museum with the key. If you don't have the key, that's because you got caught. You'll have to go back to the bakery just to quickly grab the key. If you get a cutscene and don't end up in front of the museum, it's okay. You may need to just pause the game and load last save, or just walk to the museum with the key itself. Once ready at the museum with the key, walk through the front door and take an immediate right-hand turn. In this small room, you'll notice a map of the town with 3 houses. Pick up the red house from on top of the safe and place it in the red spot. We're now going to need the yellow and blue house. Use the key to open the door into the museum. The neighbor will be here. They are very annoying, and we're basically going to be doing this through brute force. Take out your scissors and you can run forward and to the right to cut open some spider webs and grab the yellow house behind them. If you do get spotted, you can just run out of the front door and they won't be able to chase you outside. So we're going to do this very quickly and through brute force. We're going to run in, cut the spider web and grab the yellow house, and then run outside, all as quickly as possible. If you do get caught, it's not really a big deal. You'll lose about 15 seconds worth of progress every time you attempt it. If done correctly, it should look something like this. And once you do grab that house, run outside and let him return back into the main room. Once he returns back into the main room, go inside of the map room and place the house. And then we'll be able to try to grab the blue house, which is on the left side of that main room. This time you'll want an item that you can throw. You'll walk into that main foyer, go to the far left corner, throw the item through some glass, pick up the item that you throw and the blue house inside of the case. If you don't get it done on your first try, don't worry. You can try and try again until you get it right. Now, I did miss the scissors, so I'll go and grab them in a second, but now that I have the blue house and I am safe outside, I'm going to go and place the blue house on the map to solve and finish this puzzle so I don't have to worry about it. This will open up a safe with a key inside. I can take that key and open the lock on the door directly behind me. Now, you do need your scissors and your crowbar for the next area, so I'm going to go back into that main room and grab them. I've been calling this a foyer, although if you're from a certain part of America, you probably call it a foyer and you think I'm pronouncing it wrong. But different people have different names for different words, just how the world works. It's a foyer here in Canada. Now that I have the scissors, though, I can head back into that door by that safe that I opened up earlier. And as I walk through on the left-hand side, there's a spider web. Cut open that spider web to grab the lamp. Walk forward in the room, watching out for the chain as it makes noise. Place the lamp, interact with the left lamp once and the right lamp once. This will slide the painting, revealing a spider web and a door. Go through those to pick up the key on the desk in front of you. With this heart-shaped key, turn around, head back into the hallway, and pick up the fish head on the left. With this fish head, you can now take out your crowbar and open the door just across the hall to enter that main area, watching out for the neighbor, obviously. You don't want to get caught here. I got lucky and he was on his way outside of the building, but you do make noise climbing up the staircase, so watch out. Climb up the staircase and get the fish head ready. You can place the fish head on this statue in the middle on top of this balcony here. You can then also use your crowbar to open up the door behind it and head outside onto the outdoor scaffolding. You may want to do this quickly as the neighbor does sometimes hear you and will run after you, But once you're on this scaffolding, you want to climb it and go outside. Keep climbing it until you reach the very top of the house. We're going for a missable miscellaneous achievement / trophy called Synchronization. I believe that is an Assassin's Creed little Easter egg / callback. And once you reach the very, very top of the house, you'll unlock Synchronization, and then we'll be able to basically just use the key we have to open up the last door and finish the level. So once you do get this achievement, just head back to the balcony we were at when we left the house. Now that you've made it back to the balcony where we exited the house from, it should be coast clear, and assuming it is, get your key ready, walk forward and to the right to open up this door. Once you open up the door, go inside and interact with this picture behind this glass panel. You can pull it through the glass, which I don't know if it's supposed to be possible. If it's not possible, throw your scissors and then pick it up. This will complete night 2. You will respawn in your bedroom with another cutscene that you can skip, and I'm going to pause the game and press load last save. This will bring us to the yellow house, which I believe belongs to the hunter, although we have a very easy strategy to complete this, as this level does take like 20 minutes if you do it normally, but it's pretty easy if you don't actually ever go inside the house and you actually just know the answer to the safe combination. Walk across the bridge towards the house, and you want to walk towards the back of the house because there you can climb on a barrel, and then from that barrel you can climb up all the way to the top of the house on the spire. The reason we're going there is because we need a shovel on that spire, and that shovel allows us to dig up a safe. Now, the long part of this level would normally be finding the combination to the safe, but we're going to skip all of that in the order of trying to complete this game as quickly as possible. Once at the top of the house, drop down and find the shovel, and then you want to drop down onto the front lawn of this property. If you fall all the way down like I did by accident, you will basically die and get respawned on the other side of the river, but you will keep the shovel, so that's pretty good. Or if you safely fall down, you'll just save a couple of seconds. In front of the house, there is a tree with a pile of dirt. If you use the shovel on that pile of dirt, you will reveal a safe, and then you'll have to put in the combination to the safe to open it, and this will basically complete day 3. The combination to the safe is 81064. Again, after you put in 81064, it'll open it up and reveal the key inside. With that key, it will probably start another cinematic and bring you to night 3. And I'll rejoin you with commentary then. So after you pick up the key, it will basically flash to a loading screen. It'll bring you back and you'll get the achievement for completing day 3. At that point, I'm going to pause the game and load last save. This will be an easy way to teleport towards the museum, although if you want, you can just run there on foot. It'll take you about 2 minutes. Night 3 is a lot easier than night 2, so that's good news. All we're going to do is take this key, head on through the front door, and go up the left staircase, obviously watching out for the neighbor, who is somewhere, but they don't really see you very often. You do make some noise climbing up the stairs, though, so they will investigate. After I went through this door, I just ended up hiding in the corner and waited for them to leave. I only had to wait about 10 seconds. They ended up closing the door, which I thought meant they were in the room with me, but they actually closed the door from the hallway and then just left. But you had that key from the end of day 3, which allowed you into this room in night 3, and inside of this room there is a safe. Go up to that safe and the combination is 1135. Inside you will find a camera, and this will complete night 3. As I have been before, I will skip the cutscenes when possible, and then I will load the last save. This will teleport me to the beginning of day 4, although you could walk there if you wanted. Day 4 takes place at our rich neighbor's house, who is a musician. This is actually one of my favorite levels in the entire game. We're going to walk forward through the courtyard, through the front door, and we're going to try to get upstairs and into the trophy room. The objective of this level is to place all 5 trophies inside of the trophy room to reveal a secret key. Each trophy will basically save your progress. So go upstairs, go up the staircase, and into the trophy room. The first thing we're going to do is go and grab the fuse. Go out of the window and then climb up these ledges, and this will allow you to get into the attic crawl space. There's also a lot of areas outside of the house and in the attic that we're allowed to be where we don't get chased, which makes this level pretty easy. Once you crawl into the attic, you should be able to locate a crowbar on the left, but I already had one as I pulled it forward from the last level along with my shovel. But use the support beams that run along the top of the building to get across to the other side. Once here, use the crowbar to remove the plank, open up the fuse box, and take the fuse. This will disable some lasers directly underneath us. So head back onto the support beams and then fall down as long as the coast is clear. Go into the room that is below us, and here we can find our first out of 5 trophies. So pick it up and then head down the hall back to the trophy room to place the trophy. That's 1 out of 5. The next 2 are also really easy. The next 2 trophies are in the room next door. What you can do is look to the right and you'll see a wardrobe. Go through that wardrobe and you'll find a secret entrance into the bedroom. And here you'll be able to jump on the bed in order to end up on the support beams above. If you time it correctly, you'll be able to mantle up and grab the trophy. And then if you look to your right hand side, you will see a fuse box. Use the fuse that we grabbed earlier to place it inside the fuse box. This will open up a safe directly underneath you. The code is 8691. Just to be safe, because I didn't know how the AI really moved in this level, I'm going to go and deliver the trophy first. So I delivered this second trophy that I grabbed from above the bed in the bedroom, and then I'm going to go back through the closet, and now that I've opened up the safe using the fuse, I'm going to enter 8691. This will reveal our third trophy, and I'm going to go back through the wardrobe to deliver it. This time the neighbor will be there, and they will almost catch me, but if you just patiently wait, they should try to cycle back through around using the hallway, and then this will allow you to have a clear, entrance into the trophy room. The next trophy might seem difficult, but it's really easy if you do it in this exact sequence. Go into the hallway behind you as long as the coast is clear. Get an object that you can throw onto the framed vinyl record. Once you smash that glass, pick up the record and all of the items that you use to throw. And then what you want to do is escape out the window in the room directly in front of you. The neighbor should chase you upstairs, which should now leave the downstairs completely open. So we're just going to drop off the roof. Try to be careful here as you don't fall too far. And now that we have the record available to us, we can go into the main room to the left through the main door. And here you'll find the piano. You'll want to input yellow, red, green, blue. If you do this combination, it'll open the door just in front of you past the piano. And make sure you're not hunted when you go in here. Place the vinyl onto the kind of gramophone thing and then start it. This will unlock the disco ball at the top, which you can now ledge jump up to. And in here, you'll find your 4th trophy. And now you'll want to just make sure you can safely deliver it to the trophy room. The AI is a little bit unpredictable, but if you do this exact route, they should go and inspect the record player that we just started, which will leave the coast clear upstairs for you. Next up, we're going to go grab a missable achievement for petting the dog, as well as the last trophy. Head out of the window in the trophy room, take a right-hand turn, and drop down onto the back balcony. Hopefully the neighbor is upstairs and looking for you, as this would be best. But if you enter through this back door, you'll end up in kind of the kitchen area, and there will be a fire extinguisher on the wall, which we can grab and then head back outside. We're actually allowed to be outside for the most part, so you can't really get caught too much here. And what you want to do is you want to make your way around the house towards the fire pit. Use the fire extinguisher on the fire pit. Just make sure you stand back as to not try to grab the stake. And on the fire pit, once you extinguish it, you can find the stake. So grab the stake, and then we can take it and go feed it to the dog, which is just out front. Again, we are allowed to be out here, I believe, as the neighbor did see me do all this, and they seem to not care. So put the steak in the dog bowl, and after a couple of seconds, the dog should allow you to pet him without any issues. Otherwise, he's really angry. So once he starts eating the steak, you can go over to him and pet him. Sometimes he runs away. I think it's maybe because of the fire extinguisher or because he was following the owner. After that, you get the dog person achievement. We want the shovel. The shovel can be located next to the statue out front, but I already had one that I carried with me from the previous level. Use the shovel to dig from where the dog was, where we just fed him at the steak. And this should reveal a staff. For some reason, it like flew across the map for me. Hopefully it doesn't do that for you. But pick it up after you dig it out, and then you can use this item to interact with the statue out front. If you interact with it, it will place the staff into the hand of the statue and then open up a trophy underneath it. Pick up this trophy and deliver it to the trophy room. This will be your final trophy if you've been following along. Again, if you get caught, don't worry. It will move the trophy back, but all the puzzles will remain solved, and then you just have to run up to the trophies, gather them, and deliver them. So you still kind of bank your progress even if you're not delivering them too often. Delivering all 5 trophies will reveal this kind of compass wheel thing. You can grab it off the wall and then head through the cupboard into the bedroom, making sure that the neighbor is not in here. For me, he was in here, so I had to wait an additional 10 seconds before he left. Obviously, I used my headset to make sure I heard him open the door and leave. Place this kind of wheel on this contraption here and begin spinning it. You'll have to spin it a couple of times for the blue and the red to line up. Once they line up, let go, and if they do line up, it should open the door behind that object. Go inside and pick up the key from the desk to start the cutscene, unlocking the achievement. As always, I will skip the cutscene and then press load last save, which will teleport me to the museum, but if you want, you can jump out the window and then just head up the street towards the museum. During night 4, we do have a couple of tasks to accomplish, but they are not too bad. Head inside with your newly acquired key, go up the stairs to the right, and there's a bear statue with a missing head. Behind that statue, there is a door that needs a key. This is the key we now have. Go inside and watch out for the neighbor. I almost got spotted. There is a desk in here you can hide under. I actually just hid pretty much in plain sight. I figured my run was over. And I just kind of sat here assuming he would catch me. He just left, so that's pretty cool. But in this room, there is a book kind of thing in the corner. You can open that book, and inside you'll find the wrench. We need that wrench. From here, you can head outside, hook around to your left past the bear statue, and next door, there is a door that needs a wrench to be opened. So use the wrench on the little bolt that connects to the door. Unscrew it twice, which will allow you inside. You can lock the door behind you if you want, but you don't have to. Inside of this room, you can find a book in the corner. So pick up that book, and then you can basically just head back outside and go to the room we just came from behind the bear statue. Again, watching out for the neighbor. For me, I got lucky and he passed across and didn't really bother me too much. With this book, go inside that room we came from, place the book in the bookshelf, interact with the 3 unique books that can be kind of moved. This will reveal the bear head in front of you. Grab the bear head and then place the bear head on the bear statue out front of the door. This will unlock the Abomination achievement / trophy for you. I'm going to pause my game so that you can see it unlock, but so that the neighbor doesn't catch me. Once ready, go into your inventory and pull out your crowbar. You should have one with you. If you threw it, you got to go back to where you threw it and find it. Take that crowbar and go underneath the staircase we took up. This will allow you to go into a back hallway. There is a plank of wood blocking a door, which you can rip down. This leads into the garage. Go into here, look in the box, and you'll find the door handle. Put the door handle on the car to open up the car door. Interact with the kind of emergency brake in the middle to open the trunk. This will get you your 3rd statue head. Watch out, the neighbor does like to investigate what's happening in the garage. So I just waited behind the car for about 15 seconds, and then he eventually left, and I followed him back outside. What we want to do is we want to place this statue head on the 3rd and final statue. Doing this will unveil a secret entrance into the attic. I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning. Entering the attic does start a cutscene. People have reported that skipping that cutscene does erase the save and make the game crash. That only happens during a glitched run, but if you want to be safe, during the next cinematic, do not skip it. It'll just give you that extra piece of insurance to make sure it works. So I did dodge the neighbor a little bit, ran upstairs, put the third statue head to open up the attic. Once I go up this new secret entrance, there's a key to my right and a door to my left. Use the key on the door. This starts a cutscene. If you want to be extra safe, don't skip the cinematic, but if you're following this guide, you should be able to without any issues. Last but not least, we're in the final level, which is pretty annoying in my opinion. As soon as you spawn, there's a lever to your left, so we're gonna pick that up, and there are some scissors to your right behind this kind of bed here on the nightstand. Pick up both of these items, we will need them. Then what we can do is we can cut the spider webs off of the lock. We're gonna start on the orange side, keeping in mind that the puzzle is upside down. We're gonna enter 9, 6, 8, 1, 3. Keep in mind it's upside down, so the 9 and the 6 are kind of reversed almost, but it's 9, 6, 8, 1, 3, starting from the orange side. With that door solved, walk forward, use the scissors on the spider web on the wall here, cut that down, use the lever from your inventory you just picked up, place it on the wall and interact with it. This will allow you to go into the next room where you can open up a white hatch and drop down. As you're working your way through the house, there will be a lot of bear traps that your foot will get stuck in. This is a normal part of gameplay. You just have to press the R bumper in order to free yourself. And what you want to do is you want to go downstairs towards the fireplace and basically hide underneath it. Next to the fireplace though, there is some broken glass and some wood pieces. This will make you get heard every time you are here. We're going to use this a little bit to our advantage. The first thing we need to do is we need to steal a wrench from the back pocket of the neighbor. So we're going to be using the glass to alert him, and when he comes to inspect it, we're going to be trying to steal the wrench from his back pocket. This can be a little bit weird, as if he gets really aggressive, he just kind of sprints around the house and can be a little bit glitchy. But once you do steal that wrench, you can go into the back hallway, and here you can use the wrench to find the fire extinguisher. We're going to need both of these items for the key, and the key is one of the ways to get out of the house. With the fire extinguisher, go back underneath the staircase into the secret cubbyhole and pull out your wrench. Use your wrench to unscrew the fireplace. There are 2 screws that require 2 turns each. There is some wood here that can be noisy, as well as a bear trap. Keep that in mind. Now for me, the neighbor got stuck on a staircase upstairs, so I was basically able to do this without many interferences, but you may need to go in and out of the little hiding spot a couple of times to get this done. With the fireplace cover removed, use the fire extinguisher to extinguish the fire, which will allow us to grab the red key. Then what we need to do is get the crowbar, which is on the other side of the little secret cubby, and there's lots of glass here, so it does make noise, watch out. I'm going to use the fire extinguisher to throw it onto the glass, and this allows me to get the crowbar. At this point, all you need to do is silently sneak to the front of the house, use the crowbar on the 2 pieces of red wood, use the red key on the red lock. This will open up the door, you can walk on through, and this will end the game. There is a cutscene here that I will skip. This does sometimes cause people's games to crash, but your achievement should unlock, and that should be your 1000 gamer score. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope it was helpful. Drop a like, share the video with a friend, and hopefully I see you soon. Special thanks to everyone on Patreon for supporting the show. Peace.